Brakati hour, Brakati hour shy, Brakati hour, Brakati hour shy, Brakati hour, Brakati hour shy. Call Haloim Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakal Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, which are a great millstone. Peace and blessings to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity, and diligently putting the videos throughout the week, feeding the sheep. This is McQuad from the Trumpet and VA camp, and I'm going to get right into it.
Arrest in Florida, where a woman is accused of stockpiling homemade pipe bombs and an arsenal of weapons. She's appearing in court this morning. The twist in this story, who turned her in to police? ABC's Stephanie Ramos joins us with details. Stephanie, good morning.
Wait, good morning. Police were called to this Tampa area home where this young woman lived with her parents. Police were stunned to find out what was inside. Authorities in Florida have arrested this woman, 27-year-old Michelle Colts. She's accused of making dozens of pipe bombs with the intent to hurt people.
The amount of highly destructive materials we found in this home were astonishing.
Police commending her parents for turning in their daughter after they say they found bomb-making materials in her bedroom.
Who knows the amount of harm that could have been done or how many lives could have been lost had these parents not found the courage to call the sheriff's office and seek help.
Sheriff's deputies allegedly uncovering a massive arsenal inside the Colts Tampa area home. A total of 24 pipe bombs loaded with nails and screws for shrapnel, 23 different knives, 2 hatchets, nunchucks, and dozens of books and DVDs about murder, mass killing, domestic terrorism, and bomb making. Authorities say Colt admitted to police that she did make the devices and was going to use them.
If used, these bombs could have caused catastrophic damage and harm to hundreds, even thousands of people.
This isn't the first time authorities have been alerted about Colts. Last year, an online printing company called, concerned about the books Colt had been buying, including guides on how to make explosives. The sheriff's office says at that time, they didn't think she was a threat.
They could be doing it for research. They could be doing it for thesis. At that time, there was nothing about her that was alarming that would have put her higher on our radar at the time.
Colt is facing 24 counts of making a destructive device with intent to harm. Authorities say, yes, this was alarming, but they also don't want to demonize this woman who's struggling with mental health issues, they say. They say they want to highlight. Authorities say, yes, this was alarming, but they also don't want to demonize this woman who's struggling with mental health issues, they say. They say they want to highlight the importance of speaking.
Here, and that's that bullshit. Talking about some, they don't want to demonize them because they don't want to demonize her because she's sick. See, why is it that when Jakes do something wrong, he's a thug, he's a criminal? Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it real quick.
There is growing outrage tonight after an unarmed African-American teenager was shot and killed by police in the St. Louis suburb of Ferguson, Missouri. But there are conflicting reports about what led up to the shooting. NBC's John Yang has the details.
On the streets of Ferguson, Missouri, outrage and anger. Protesters of different ages and races demanding answers in the shooting death of 18-year-old Michael Brown at the hands of a policeman. Investigators said at about noon Saturday, the officer, who hasn't been identified, encountered Brown and another man on the street in an apartment complex. There was a struggle, and one of the men pushed the officer into his car.
Within the police car, there was a struggle over the officer's weapon. There was at least one shot fired within the car.
These texts going back and forth, and
So I brought this up because apparently the girl was sick and she was doing all these various things, so she shouldn't be demonized. Now, this is the story of Zimmerman and Trayvon Martin, and this is what they did to him.
you got these texts going back and forth, and the first question I have for you is, does any of this seem relevant to the trial itself?
Not at all, Ryan. It's completely irrelevant, and what Attorney O'Mara and his team are doing is nothing new. It's an old strategy. You try to vilify the victim and justify the heinous act.
See, as he said, it's nothing new. You try to vilify the victim, and this is in every single case when it's a so-called black man. Whenever a Jake gets something happen to him, he turns into a demon. He's a thug. He's a criminal. He's a mastermind. He need to be put behind bars, thrown under the jail. He's the worst thing since Hitler, right? But when you got these Edomites, they do a crime. They're sick. They need help. They have They had a hard time growing up.
That your client did. And I don't believe the judge is going to allow any of this because George Zimmerman did not know who Trayvon Martin was when he got out of his car, chased him, and shot him in the heart.
So you feel like this is a setup to show Trayvon Martin is a bad kid, and somehow that influenced his behavior the night he encountered George Zimmerman?
This is a desperate attempt to try to influence the jury pool, and it is not going to be relevant. It's not going to be admitted. The only photographs that are relevant are the photographs of Trayvon Martin on the night he was shot and killed.
Okay. Now, how are these text messages relevant if, as Ben Crump says, what matters is what happened the night Trayvon Martin and George Zimmerman had their altercation?
Well, of course, today is not a determination of relevancy. The first level is whether or not it's discoverable, and it certainly is discoverable. We found this information on Trayvon Martin's phone. Actually, the state had the same information we found out. So the question of relevance is something that's determined at trial. Right now, it is discoverable, and if we ever intend to use it at trial, we may or may not, we have to disclose it to the state, and that's what was done today.
Okay, but a lot of people out there are going to say, well, it's talk of Trayvon Martin talking about using drugs and fighting and things like that, and it may play into stereotypes. How do you respond to that? The idea that, especially the prosecutors saying that maybe there's bias involved here. How do you respond to that concept that...
So the whole thing's going on. They trying to say he's been demonized. They're demonizing him, and they saying he deserved to be killed. This is what he deserved. But meanwhile,
Colt is facing 24 counts of making a disruptive device with intent to harm. Authorities say, yes, this was alarming, but they also don't want to demonize this woman who's struggling with mental health issues, they say. They say they want to highlight the importance of speaking up if something's not right, like these.
she's sick and need help. Come on, this is crazy. Psalm 73 and 5. It says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Right? Because the Edomites, the so-called white man, he's not in trouble like other men. He doesn't have to go through the things that we go through. When we do a crime, we're criminals, thugs, gangbangers. We deserved it. Right? When they do a crime, they're sick. They need help. They had a rough upbringing. They were molested as childs. Anything to try to make them look like, just try to pit them as a victim. They didn't deserve it. If they would have had help, it would have been different. This is always the case. It's got to the point where it's just like, seriously, you're using this. Seriously, you're really going to use this, and you got people who actually buy into this garbage, which makes it even more crazy. It's like, come on, we know what you're doing. That's what makes it even more sick. We know what you're doing. Psalms 58 and 3. It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. So these people are born wicked. It doesn't matter what kind of upbringing they got. It doesn't matter how good they got it, how bad they got it. They're wicked and they're evil. And they was born to be wicked and to be evil. They are born sick and twisted and evil. These people are the worst of the worst. They were born, they're the wicked. Period. There's no way to put it. They're the wicked. This shit is fucking crazy, bro.
the courage to call the sheriff's office and seek help.
Sheriff's deputies allegedly uncovering a massive arsenal inside the Colts Tampa area
A massive arsenal.
home. A total of 24 pipe bombs loaded with nails and screws for shrapnel, 23 different knives, 2 hatchets, nunchucks, and dozens of books and DVDs about murder, mass killing, domestic terrorism, and
Books. She ordered books about murder, mass killing, and domestic terrorism. She ordered all of these books.
bomb making. Authorities say
And bomb making.
Colt admitted to police that she did make the devices and was going to use them.
If used, these bombs could have caused catastrophic damage and harm to hundreds, even thousands of people.
This isn't the first time authorities have been alerted about Colt. Last year, an online printing company called, concerned about the books Colt had been buying, including guides on how to make explosives. The sheriff's office says at that time, they didn't think she was a threat.
So at that time, they didn't think she was a threat, even though people alerted them that she's buying all these books and she's clearly has an agenda. But they didn't want to believe, oh, she's just an Edomite, a little skinny little cracker. She'll be fine. Man, but men of the Lord, we know that these devils are sick and you can't trust none of them. They're all born wicked from birth. Okay? But with that, I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakal, Kadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders, which are a great millstone. Peace and blessing to the sincere Akim, pursuing his truth and sincerity, and diligently putting up videos throughout the week, feeding the sheep. Adawan, Ratazah, Atham, Yakal, Shalom.